I forgot the pop out chat is a thing, though I'm actually kind of concerned if if it will actually run because it had an issue of loading up, but it's also just because my original way of doing the chat, I think, no longer is an extension, which is unfortunate and such. So I can't have. Yeah, the playback seems fine. So I can't have chat show up anymore. I don't know if that's the case on my computer, but yeah, as I've already put in the comments, thank you, Stella, for being the first. Like, I just want to say, like, I know I do read your comments. I don't react to them for the most part, just because like, just know I do read your comments and such. Um, I don't react to everyone that I get a reply from and such. Yeah, I'm just kind of concerned of whether or not this is actually working or so. But I'm going to see if. Whoops, what did I click? I'm going to refresh, even though that's. No, I can't refresh. But can't I refresh though, technically? I don't think it will, because I'm running the stream off of OBS. I think it should be fine. But now I think about it, I might not. I probably don't want to risk it. I should probably have it on health. On. But yeah, because basically, oops. Yeah, I think it was in last month's that. No, I think it was last month's stream. It like said that the application or the extension I was using, Chat Ninja, was like gonna get removed off of Chrome or something like that. And then now uBlock Origin is now removed off of Chrome because Google's trying to cut down on like people using ad block on YouTube, which, I mean, admittedly, I haven't used ad block in like years. I haven't used an ad block in years because most of the time when I'm trying, like, it was most of the time when I had to like download music and such, it would chastise me for having an ad block. So I always had to like turn off ad block and just let those like ads run through, and like I have to like quickly like exit out of them so then I potentially don't get a virus, because that happened to me once a while ago. It was kind of embarrassing, but like I don't know how it happened, because Dragon at the end of it was like, you could have just asked me for this. But other than that, like, most of the time it's just like a sport of like, oh look, like quick, those like windows that like just quickly show up and then like quickly hide themselves. So like you have to like go through your like desktop and like find it and such. Like, basically, like, obviously, I think for the most part, like, I'll like just have it unanimously on, but like other than that, it's just like I haven't watched YouTube with an ad blocker in forever. So like I think it's kind of dumb that they are trying to like tackle a non-issue basically because that's kind of their own fault of making people watch essentially entire videos on their service. I did get. Ooh, sweet. I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to leak with this one. Oh, I can actually zoom in. But that's cool. I was. But, I literally almost accidentally was gonna talk about that, but obviously that's not. Unless it gets brought up here, but I won't bring it up now. But apparently Discord needs to update, so I'll just do it on my phone. Yeah, wow. Like like obviously I've seen it and such, but like oh, okay. Okay. See, I'm glad that like my laptop is at the point where it actually is like somewhat manageable. Of like it can actually like manage to like just do the bare minimum because like literally for a while it couldn't like for like I think for a while it literally could not update Discord at all, so I'll be like several updates behind. But like my and like that was the case with my laptop too, of like it literally couldn't um it literally couldn't update. But then I had to just solely like remove pictures and like my music off of here to like a pen drive to then so then I can actually do this and such. What buffering? Oh, is it because what? Because I was updating Discord? Wait. Let's see. Because it's saying it's fine right now. Let's see. Let's watch the playback, because this is actually bad. Okay, you're just not gonna show it? No, because you're several minutes behind, that's why. Alright, we're gonna do that again. I literally tested it an hour before the stream. So I don't know what's wrong. Okay, thank you, Destiny. Like literally YouTube saying it's buffering poorly, which I don't know how that's the case because we're not doing anything right now. But speaking of that, I was going to what I was saying to myself before we started this was that obviously like I tend to like schedule my streams like kind of at the latest time possible just because it's like, well, I don't know what like I need to prepare and I need time to prepare and such, and also just because let me put up the chat. Also, wait, I Destiny, it's actually kind of nice that you're here. Yeah, Destiny, it's actually nice that you're here because of your help. That because of all right, yeah, because of your help. We actually are showing things because of your help. Such, but oh, sorry, but basically like because I think the last two streams that we've done this year, I kept pushing them. So like I'll schedule them at the latest time. Well, I mean, last month I had to keep pushing just because of like things that were happening that month. Like not serious stuff, but just like it looks like I'm gonna. Yeah, it just happened that day in particular. It was like, they're gonna come in late, so it's like, well, that's unfortunate. Because especially because it was a day that it was technically our off day, so it was like that's why I scheduled the stream that day. But then it turned out, like we're actually going to do it and such. But I don't know. This one, I'm just like, you know what? I'll just let this naturally run and such. So, first of all, this month's stream, we're gonna take partial. We're gonna take a look at some stuff that Draken and I got on Superbuy, but my side in particular, because Draken filmed his own video on it and such. So we're gonna bring them in one by one and hope they fit in frame, and then we're gonna take them down. So first things first, we have the summoning belt of Armor Hero Captor, the Captor summoning belt. This is the 2021 release, as you can see from here. And then what's going to be the majority of this video is the armor. They call what I've got through Google Translate, it's literally called the Armor Blind Box series, because I kind of brought it up in when I pre-recorded the intros like earlier. So Dragon got the entire, not the entire, but like these are just some of the ones he's gotten, because he's just not gonna bother taking these out. So again, I'll just bring in these two. So Draken primarily got figures, Draken primarily got these ones. So he got the Core 4 for XT, and plus Emperor Hero. So here's Mars, Arrow, and giant. He does not have the upgrade forms yet. But I mean, admittedly, it's just because I think the upgrade forms are a lot more difficult on tracking down. Now, this no longer wants to stay on, so that's fun. I had to move these off of here because he literally just left them here. And then I think what we said is that you're gonna see this unboxing. I think with the scheduling, like September, which is kind of unfortunate, but like we it was a lot. It was a lot of. This was a 4-month process, because we bought this stuff back in December, like the middle of December, and then it didn't take until February for Zyken to actually get it through. And then this is the other thing he got. Yeah, exactly, Destiny. That's kind of the whole point of the live streams. He got the Armor Evolved figure for Armor Hero Ares. This is again a re-release of the original release from 2016 or 2017, I believe, because this is from, I think this was released during the Retsudan series. Yes, Armor Hero had a Retsudan series. And then this here, he is. So, yeah. I generally don't want to put that on top of that. So, wait, why did I move this? My apologies, I just replying to this. But what we're actually going to take a look at first is the finally is the Blazing Armor card holder. Because for some reason, this took Collectibles like 2.5 months to get. Despite the fact this was a tail, like late, like this was like this was released alongside his Rayfernal's like belt set. This was released at the tail end of December, and like Collectibles just never got theirs in until now. And which is kind of infuriating, but I don't know why that's the case, because again, you could have like literally got this off of like Superbuy or Taobao via Superbuy for like, I mean, like you have to wait a month, but like you would have been like, I at least would have been able to secure it, but because I've already pre-ordered it through Collectibles, it was just like, oh great. So there's Rayfernal. I have to make sure YouTube's fine Okay, it's at least giving me a warning now. It's not giving me an error. So, we're good. So, I did film the intro for this before, because I finally filmed the intros for the Star Race stuff. Except for one. So, I have to be careful with this. So, that is pretty large. That is pretty large. I feel like this is bigger than the Thunder Armor Summoner. But yeah, the instructions basically are just use these. Whoops. Use. This is the front. Yeah, so this one does not come with the same amount of cards you would have gotten with the New World edition of this set. So, which is kind of unfortunate, but I get it. So, and because I think what's disappointing is that like the cards are just kind of just sitting here. It's not in like this kind of packaging, because this is only exclusive with like the deluxe sets, or again the New World edition sets. Because again, basically, I think, I don't know, even though they like kind of distinctively said like, oh yeah, this year like we want to just only have people only buy these sets. Like obviously, like it's obviously the option is there just for those that like actually only want Ray Farnell stuff, as or like Ray Vortex's stuff, as opposed to having to like wanting Ray Thunder stuff. But then like I think it's weird that then Ray Thunder basically doesn't have, you don't have any options to actually get Ray Thunder's stuff individually, because because you can only get his stuff through the New World edition set. But then Ray Farnell and eventually Ray Vortex, you can get their stuff individually. So I don't know. I think they should have just stuck with. I mean, I think what I'm basically asking for, Ray Thunder should have his own individual release then. What did you say, Destiny? The cards are the cards are cardboard. These are cardboard cards. I don't like the organization. Why is it like this? Plus, what was the organization supposed to be? Because I think it was it the summoning card? No, yeah, it's the summoning card. These are like, they're cardboard. No such thing as plastic, which yeah, that's not really great, but so there we get our second thick layer of film. So then it could go alongside my Ray Thunder one, and for the sake of if you're wanting to see a reflection out of curiosity. Oh wow, this still has a new book smell. Whoops, that's gonna fall out. So how do we angle this? What is that? Wait, yeah, what is this? Oh, that's the camera. Okay, this is just. Let's just deal with this. Oh, jeez. I'm just trying to, like. I'm just trying to see what gets captured through here. That's not even focused at all. No, that's not it. This is falling out. A lot of these are falling out. I'll get to the comments eventually. I just want to do this dumb thing. Just trying to match the mirror and then the angles. There. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, gosh. What was that? Oh, that was the CD. That's bad. Oh, gosh. Oh, what? I did not know the track list was in the back. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, Destiny, that's definitely a really good decision. I mean, I don't collect Kemi cards at Striken, but he hasn't bothered with it in a while. But obviously, he just doesn't really care about that integrity. But, Magnata. Okay, I apologize. I have not still figured out how to pronounce your name. Your username. Magna Knock. Which is what I'm gonna go with. Well, okay. What I have to say right now, I think the quality kind of varies because if you have not seen my like Star Ray summoning belt video, you should know that mine never came with a battery cover. They forgot to supply me a battery cover. And I told Draken whether or not we should message To Collectibles about it. And he kind of dodged the question. So, speaking of that. Like, okay, like, I'm just like. Because I'm like, I just struggle with trying to figure out how to, like, break it up in particular because like I don't know if it's supposed to, I don't know if the N is supposed to be part of the like. All right, yeah, my batteries are gonna die. Exactly. It's just like everyone. That's basically everyone's reaction. So just like, and like the worst part is that like I did not realize that Long's Toys also got the second like batch, but like this is the second batch version, which actually updated the Kaija Huti sound because it originally I think was an AI voice doing it, but then they actually got like an actual voice, or they got the actual voice to like also do it. So it's like I don't know. The issue is that the second batch doesn't really fix too much about it. They only fixed up the Kaija Huti being an actual voice, and they fixed Atlas's light coordinations, but they never bothered to actually fix Tetra Giant's transformation sound. Your second-hand Demon's Driver for $20? Wow. Yeah, that's what's. Oh my, yeah. Because that's why I was like. That's why I was honestly kind of like, I should probably buy I don't know. I was like, should we get the Rayfernal Oh, jeez. I did not say Lanka. I did not say that at all. But, yeah. Like, basically, I was not too sure of, like, I should actually get another one just to secure a battery cover, but it's like, I don't know. It seems like from Zygon's response, he doesn't kind of want to bother with it. He just thinks it's funny. But anyways, here we have the Blazing card holder. This one's interesting because it spins. It spins, but it's also a button. So like, the way it gets triggered is just by tapping. No one said Kaija. Anyways, so comparing this with the Thunder, yeah, okay. It's thinner, but also I don't know. They're kind of the same size. They're the same size, but like, I don't know. This one seems thicker though. Also, I had to point this out. My pull tab for the Thunder card holder, it broke. So that's fun. But let's get through the sounds here. See, it's more scarier to deal with this in live because obviously you can't. What the? That's called. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. Like, hopefully, like, again, because people are actually buying these internationally, hopefully that's the case. What's. Oh, yeah. That's a fair deal. Especially because Demon's drivers now, yeah, they go for cheap and such, so. But yeah, like, hopefully I can, like, secure a battery cover, but. Alright, so that's on. Like, I really do like the details of, like, the hydro fans and such, and, like, just. I think the details for this one is actually pretty neat and such. It's definitely just weird holding, though, even though, like, it is comfortable. But, like, again, because this is a spoil, but, like, LEDs are here, so it's like this entire section's an LED. Right? This entire section lights up, so it's just like it's kind of difficult to like try to figure out like where to hold it and such. But anyways, yeah. So again, just rolling this. Oh, oh whoops! I should probably actually be putting the mic up. Yeah, so basically it reacts two ways. Either by rolling or tapping. Or actually, okay. No, it doesn't. It only reacts to rolling. It's just that sometimes when you press it, it might actually trigger the rolling and such. But anyways, we should actually look at the cards. So Ray Fernal's change card was the only card, one of two cards I did not initially pull in the booster box and such. Whoops. So again, we have Ray Fernals, change card. All of these are normal rarity. Then we have the summoning card for the Blazing Rod. And then we have his 2 finisher attacks, to which, again, I've not seen the show because I want to watch the show chronologically. So that's why I'm only 3 episodes in XT. But this is a finisher card for the Blazing Rod, and then this is like a Flaming Fist kind of deal. So let's make sure YouTube's actually fine. Alright. So again, the way he holds the holder is like this and such. So again, just simply slide the card in like so. It's kind of interesting that like the sounds here aren't really as like fire specific. This was lighting up before. I don't know why it's not anymore. But yeah, okay, so it does seem like people were right about one thing about this one, to which this holder does not pinch the cards, unlike the Thunder card holder, or the Thunder Armor card holder. Because the Thunder card holder pinched the cards up here and such, which wasn't really good. Actually, you know what? I'll just use the cards that originally came with it, but like, yeah, because like when you slide the card in here, it's a lot easier, but also at the same time, like, the card isn't necessarily fully in there, and it's just kind of, I mean, now it's kind of easier to like slide it in, but like, you know, it's just more of I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. It's just okay, so I turned it on. So okay, so yeah, now up here it lights up. But yeah, that's obviously that's all it does. And then okay. So let's turn it on. Langka, Liao, that's Jiao. Liao, that's Ting Yao. Liao. That's Jiao. Liao. Lin Yao. Okay. Lin Yao. Lin Yao Kaija. So he actually has a standby. Hootie. Wow, that was so badly delayed. We're doing that again. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Yes, I get it. Linyao Kaija Hootie. Do I have to like spin it and like what the heck? Lin Yao. Lin Yao. Long Ka. Long Ka. That's Kaija. The heck? Okay, there. Okay, so basically the transformation process for Rayfernal is that you have to spin. You have to spin the disc first and then tap it. Lin Yao. But like, I don't get why it resets itself. Lin Yao. See, like, what is happening? So let the standby play, spin it, and then tap it. Okay. Okay, so Destiny. I mean, that is a funny way of saying of what these card holders are. I think a lot of more people are gonna say they're more like raised buckles, to which I think I'm more agreeing upon and such. But I definitely see the progress key comparison. But yeah, honestly, I think like this one definitely looks interesting. For sure. I really do. I think from a frontal silhouette, it actually looks really nice and such. But yeah, basically, you can do that and such. This will just light up and such. So let's summon. Let's use the shine cards finally. So let's summon the Blazing Rod. And then let's do the finisher. Then a punch. It seems like this thing gets put to sleep a lot more. Unless it's just dying constantly. But anyways, we do have 2 more cards from... Oh, jeez. We do have more cards from this. Before it starts yelling at me. But, we do have a kick. And then... Was everything else a super rare? Yeah, okay. Then we can do this double Blazing Rod attack. And then by a technicality, okay, so wait, let's compare. Because again, I already technically do own this card because of the booster boxes, but like, I guess it's nice to have one to actually mess around with. I think these two cards are new. Or these 3 cards are new in terms of rarity. But not the summoning one. But anyways, let's be technically accurate with the... Actually, no, never mind. We've already owned those 2 also. It's just saying the armor power is depleted. That's basically what it's saying. But let's technically use the cards that were supposed to come with it. So this is of Armor Hero Mars. Okay, so I still can't figure out how you're supposed to pronounce Mars's name, because no one said Lin Yao. So we're just gonna go with Kaija. Shinjin Kaija? Huti? Mars power! Shinju? So there, now you actually have a proper transformation to that, to which we will use this card, which is the Hoshijin? Hoshi, well, that's the sword, but the sword is Hoshijin? And then oops. That is not what we scanned. And then for fun, we will transform into Linju Lava Kaija. We will transform into Armor Hero Lava. I want to show the blue LEDs. Linju no Lava I can't confidently say the other half, but it's basically the power to engulf evil in flames. I forgot. I forgot to state in the actual opening of this set that obviously I'm well aware that Lava's standby has been sped up. No one said Kaija. But yeah, Lava's standby has been sped up for this toy for some reason. And I forgot to show off this card on the side, so... Okay. We'll transform... Okay. Yeilong Kaija. Hootie. The Kaija Hootie here is actually incorrect. They're using the Kaija Hootie announcement from Emperor Hero and not for the original 5. So again, we use the Rayfernal card. Lin Yao. But yeah, that's kind of basically it. So, yeah, like, you know, again, it's nice to finally have this after several months. Also, I just realized that I think because, oh, this is kind of disappointing. Mine's already, can't see it, but mine's already scratched up. I think that's what happens when you press it and spin it, which is so unfortunate. Yeah, that's really upsetting. So, who asked about the quality? What was it? Oh, yeah, it was Magnoft. Yeah, the quality I feel like kind of... Like, the quality is, like, alright for the most part. It's just that, for some reason, some of the little bits... the little bits of, like, things are just, like... It's just kind of bothersome. But... What... Okay, so, like, I'll say this right away, because I actually was going to cover it, but I'm actually going to wait, because it's going to be repetitive. But, this thing also exists, too, which is the card set, which originally Tokollectibles said that this wasn't going to happen, which is why they ended up giving us this, initially, for the Thunder Armor. But then a month after I received that, I saw on Taobao that they were selling these. And they're $2 a piece. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, it even says here, this was a January 9th release. So, like, so it turns out, like, yeah, they didn't cancel these releases. They just... I think, like, from what I'm getting from, like, the emails Zriken has sent me that Tokollectibles sent him, it just seems like big miscommunications from Aldi's part. Because Tokollectibles was told, oh, we're not going to do these sets. And they're like, oh, okay, then we'll just replace these listings with the booster boxes. But then, you know, they were finally told, like, oh, hey, yeah, we actually are doing those sets. And it's like, oh... Whoops. So yeah, Tokollectibles does have the Thunder Armor backed up. I'll probably get the Thunder Armor one when Zriken has to pay for the Doron changer. But like other than that, it's just kind of baffling. Because like it doesn't make sense Like it just I don't know. It just seems like a really messy situation. Not messy, but like it's just a lot of miscommunication. Excuse me. Sorry about being 20 minutes late with that. Yeah, okay, Destiny. I'm not gonna be surprised about that too. But at the same time, Total Collectibles has a lot of Armor Hero stuff that they just have not even promoted. Like they have the CSM adjacent releases for the Emperor belt and the summoners for the main five. And like it's just like why are they not pushing these out? And they have basically the Senkocho Seiho equivalent figures for some of them. And it's like it's weird that they just are letting these kind of sit around because I think in a heartbeat I'll be like heck yeah I would like go for it, but like I already kind of secured myself a Dragon Man summoner, so it's kind of obvious which one. So I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go for the CSM equivalent because it's like, yeah, like 165 is not too bad for it, especially because I think the reason why the prices for those ones are so like ridiculous is because of the magnets they use. But yeah, honestly, this is so kind of unfortunate that the paint already like got scrapped or scraped. What was that? Oh, that was Draken's. But yeah, the unfortunate thing is that like now I don't really have anywhere to put the cards. So alright, that's just gonna keep falling. For some reason. But speaking of that, let's move on to the Captor Summoner. Because like I think if Total Collectibles held up stuff like this, I think that would be cool for people that don't want to go through Super Buy, because Striken has a lengthy story that he has shared to me multiple times about it. But again, like I don't know if I've like said it already, but like this is a nice quality box. Oh jeez. The box is like really nice overall, like really nice cardboard box. And like this was only $4 for something that's essentially a DX belt. And it's like that's such a steal. And like I mean I'm only gonna get this one because like I don't really have interest on getting the Captor King belt, even though like I do think one particular sound is cool, and I do think the seal for that one is cool. But like let's take a look at this because like wow. Okay, so I think they definitely like first of all it's like look at this. Like it's like packed like as if it was a premium thing, but it's definitely interesting of a box. Cuz so it's you can see there's a lot of dust. But I appreciate the box is compact. It's because I've seen the like original like 2016 release of it, but 2015 release of it. My bad. The belt strap's just here. Yeah, the belt strap's already kind of bent out of shape and such, but it's kind of, So, yeah, this is the largest this can go on by. But why does this side have loops too if it's the side that goes on? So there's the belt strap, there's the back. But wait, I don't know, let's see. Yeah, this is definitely too small. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that this belt strap is like pliable. But yeah, like I just don't get it. Why does this have loops if you're the end that has... That is so weird. But again, here's the belt cover. It's pretty basic. So we would just keep it on. Sorry that this is out of frame, but I kind of wish it said which side was left and which side was right. I think we're supposed to follow the same basics as a Kamen Rider belt, of where the side that actually has these tends to be the right, and then the side that has these, I mean, we can just like, I appreciate that these are pliable at least. But Dragon's probably gonna say like these feel cheap or something. But yeah, so there. Let's take a look at the instructions. Okay, so this was of 2022. So maybe I was wrong with this being a 2023 release, but there's that. Because it seems like this might be like a production date. Because this is Armor Hero 2022 March. Maybe the copyright was just from 2021. But yeah, so again, yeah, I feel like the left side is not supposed to have the holes, but it just has holes for some reason. But okay, the back has the rest of that and tells you about a gimmick that it does not even include. Alright. And it even tells you to use it with a weapon they have not bothered to re-release. That's funny. Alright, so I am not going to put that on top of my IVE album. Let's take a look at the seals. Ooh, because, like, I don't know. Like, this has been something I've actually kind of been wanting to, like, get my hands on since I first saw them from Toy Happy. So I'm kind of happy to, like, finally have this opportunity to do so. So here's the Carbon Lion seal. It's definitely smaller than I was anticipating. How do you open this up? No, that... These are... Oh, is it just from back here? Oh, okay. So, that's how it opens up. Which is a lot more simpler, because I will see just a lot of people just literally manually force it out, but you literally just... It's literally just... That. that looks really nice. Yep, there's the sound. So, again, just press the side. It's a lot quieter. Where's the speaker? Oh, I think it's... Yeah, the speaker is up here. So. Okay, so there's Carbon... Oh, jeez. There's Carbon Lion. Gotta make sure that's in frame. Then next up we got Alloy Wasp. Which technically was the first one within the show. So that is neat. So there's the Wasp. This has a green LED. That is interesting. And then this one is my particular favorite. Oh, whoops, it's because this one's... The tape on this one is literally on... the tab. Come on. Alright, so there we go with... Here we have Angstrom Bat. Really like the blue. Even though, again, all of these are missing color. But honestly, the bat does not look like a bat. But, like, I think that's what makes it interesting. Wait, what? Why is this one glowing? Weird. Okay. I feel like the case of Armor Hero is that you can kind of tell, like, obviously the toys are, like, definitely downsized from, like, the show versions. Because these things are, like, kind of large in the show. But in the case of here, they're kind of, I think they are generally, like, Lockseed sized. But Reflex Shark looks really nice, too. I really do like the latter half. Yeah, this is really nice. This one definitely looks the neat, like this one looks cool because of its like transparent like screen. Oh, whoops. Okay. Alright, then that leaves us with the summoning bell itself, which is packed interestingly. Okay, so it's just taped. Alright. That is a decision. Okay, yeah, this is definitely tiny. This is... Yeah, Destiny, that's basically what a lot of people compared them to. But, where's the... It's the same size, basically. And, okay. Look, guys, this one actually came with a battery cover. But, let me, put... Let's put this to the side. I can't. Fold that in. Alright. Let's move the plastic off to the side. I genuinely do not want to put that on my... I do not want to put that on top of the IVE album. Where did I put the strap? Again, whoops. I'm pretty sure the way this links up. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. So, you see these cutouts here? Basically, you have to fall. So, okay, so you basically have to fall like within whatever cutouts in here. Okay. And then you put in there. Okay, so then you get something like this, which looks kind of puny. So. It's definitely interesting, but you don't get a lot of mobility out of it. It's really hindered. But yeah, so here we have the Captor Summoner or Summoning Belt. It's definitely puny. Cause basically for this your entire hand fits through, but it's not supposed to be like that. I feel like some of the plastic here feels a bit gummy. But, I already got some chrome scraped on here. There's chrome already scraped off of here. That's unfortunate. But, I mean, the front is pretty cool. So, yeah, this doesn't really move that much. But, yeah, it just seems like from here, only these two points lift up and such. But anyways, let's put in batteries. And like obviously I have to like advise this too. Like well, obviously with this belt, it actually does have removable straps. So, first of all, we will make sure that this is actually... I think this is my first time using these new batteries. Alright, so let's turn it on. So there we get that, and then by itself, get that. I obviously should have stated that. Oops. It actually does read that you inserted this in. So that's interesting, because I was going to say, like, it does poke out the here. And let me look. Sorry, I'm just holding this up. Alright, so now to actually transform into the transform, as you briefly saw in the instructions, the Captor, the characters for Captor actually have a 2-part transformation. It's basically like Gaims, but if the writers actually had to transform manually into the arms, as opposed to just, it's basically as if when the Gaim writers, when they insert the lock seeds, they are immediately like in their like rideware state. So then insert this in like so. Oops. And then open it. So then this, okay, so you can still press that, but at this point, first of all, you have to actually close it back in. So at this point, we are Armor Hero Captor, to which is just the base default suit. But then if we were to push this out again, then we will actually transform into Armor Hero Carbon. That we did that wrong. Why the heck is this? That. Okay. We messed up. Alright. Why did it do that? I think it reset it because we activated it. Yeah, now it's deactivated. Now it's taking itself out. Yeah, why? Why are you doing that? Yeah, what the heck? What is going on? Okay. Okay, so I won't press this time because it seems like it's one of those toys where if you were to press it, it's going to reset. So again, you close this up, and then basically just like the Armor Heroes from XT, this basically is their upgrade form. So again, you just push this out again. Yep, now we are Armor Hero Carbon. And again, I think it's unfortunate that like this has to be closed up because I think the look of it opening up is cool. And I feel like it should be like that when they're in there, like when they're in these modes, when they actually have the armor on them. But it's just kind of unfortunate that I guess it's just because like that's what Toku or that's what the Bandai Toku would typically do. But anyways, we have 2 finishers. And I think we have to close it up, or we have to keep closing it each time. And then I think that's really it. Yeah. And then again, for this slot, this is for the weapon. This is for summoning the weapon and such, which we don't have. Which is definitely interesting. What does this press? Oh, okay. This presses the bottom button here. Alright, that's definitely interesting. Alright, next up, we are going to transform into Alloy Wasp. It's definitely kind of hard to lock these in perfectly. This one I think just doesn't like inserting itself. I think it's because yeah. Okay. Oops. Yeah, my wasp definitely is. It gets like locked up, basically, because it thinks it's. Yeah, because it's not clicking. Is it this that typically clicks? Yeah. These things don't reset. Okay, so let's just insert it like so. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. What? How do we turn it off? What? When did we turn it off? The on and off is right here, by the way. It's just you can barely see it. Hello again, Stella. If you're fine with me just shortening yourself to that. But anyways, Alloy Wasp. And then Alloy Wasp mode. Now for the 2 finishers. Oh, whoops. Alright. Angstrom Bat. Angstrom Bat mode. I really like the white LED. Because that is a white LED. I forgot to show off the weapon side, and I forgot that lights up too. Reflect Shark. And Reflect Shark mode. I almost said Angstrom Shark. Wow, that one was long. Not that long, but... Alright. Let's go back to the finishers. Or the weapon summons. The wasp sounds more like a horse. Keep messing up. Because obviously the weapon, like, stamp. Because the weapon summoning gimmicks are stamps. Those are supposed to make their own sounds alongside the seals. So they're supposed to, like, be in tangent with each other. But yeah, let's make sure. But yeah, that is basically the Captor Summoning super set, basically. So when this series was initially So when this series was initially released in 2016, they put out two versions. They put out a version with just the Carbon Lion seal, but they also, obviously the version that they are putting out has all 4 main seals. Which obviously it's like, why would you not go for this one? Especially because from what I can tell, the other 3 don't really have any individual releases. So it's just like, why would you, like, you might as well go for the one with all 4 main armors, so then you can get like the most out of it. And again, for $24, this is pretty, like, you get your money's worth out of this. Let's see if we can do a straight transformation to Carbon Lion, because I know that's what the show basically does. You can't, because this is in a sequence. So if you were to, because then if you were to do a straight sequence, if you were to do a transformation straight into Carbon Lion, then the belt itself will be out of sequence with the seal. So you have to do this in order. So you have to transform first into Captor and then be your associated form. But, yeah, again, you don't have to close them in. Because, again, something like that will happen. Where, for some reason, this thing will reset. So, I mean, we can try to do a thing where we can just have... Might as well just see what this toy does when you don't have this on. Okay, so I think it just does that when it's more than one. Yeah. And then let's see. Because again, I don't... Which buttons does it press for it to know? Okay. It presses this. So, the toy lights up, but you can't see the LEDs. Because the thing is that... Because the thing is that the seals make their own LED. They have their own LEDs. So yeah, that is definitely a weird choice. Yeah, so that's definitely a weird choice of going through the effort of coordinating the LEDs here when you're not even going to see them. Also, this should be brought up too. It seems like the re-release versions of these seals no longer have the QR code. These used to have a QR code for the arcade game, but it seems like they no longer are there. So let's just see the sounds of what they would do. Unless it just doesn't want to work. Oops. Yeah, for some reason, some of these just don't really... some of these just don't really, do a good job of being able to, like, recognize that they're in the belt. Maybe it's because they're not active? Yeah, okay. So you can't just do how it's done in the show, because the show, they don't even activate it. All they do is that they hold it out, the belt summons on them, they plop it in, and then they immediately open it. Whoops, I messed up. Yeah, honestly, again, that sounds like a horse. Okay, well that one works. So then why does Wasp not work? Yeah, okay, so yeah, basically, so it just seems like you have to activate the seal for it to actually work. overall, like, again, like, this is... Like, it is fun. This is a really fun self-contained belt. And such, where... Yeah, technically the only thing you need to go out for are the weapon stamps, but, like, other than that, it's, like... It's literally just, like... It's fun. Yeah, it seems like... Then you evolve. But yeah, it does. It definitely does seem like putting the seals in isn't really that difficult. Oops, I almost dropped that. Yeah, I'm trying to just figure out how you put this thing out of sequence. But yeah. Just trying to remember how these were inserted. Like, that's why I will definitely say, if you are looking for an Armor Hero belt that you don't really have to invest too much on, you don't have to invest too much in, but you can still get like a huge blast out of, the Captor belt is really good. Because it really has a lot going for it. Right, I mean, like, you get a lot out of it is the thing. Even if you are missing basically half of the functions. Because I mean, again, it's just like one slot basically, but other than that, like, it's really nice to actually be able to have the core armors as opposed to having to still wait on one more. And again, technically, yes, like, you do get the opposite captors in here. It's just that you don't get the fun, like, the jingles within the Star Ray belt are a lot more simplified, so you don't get the, like, instrumental jingles for each of the stamps. You just get the, like, carbon line mode upgrade. So you only get, like, the phrases. You don't get the actual, like, jingles and such. But anyways, our last thing we will open this up. Which, actually, I don't remember if we actually took a look at the box on here, because I did that for the review. But this is our lineup of figures. I'm gonna give these two to Zrygan because he has the other 4. And sadly, like, a corner of this box is already like kind of like bent up and such. Yeah, it was here, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. Oops. Alright, so there. Because I really did not want to buy the entire thing, because I did not want the XT villains. But it was just like, fine. It was technically a lot more cheaper to get the entire box as opposed to just getting the one, not the one, but getting the ones I wanted. So let's take a look if we can. So again, yeah, so this was, I guess, is the thing that Aldi does, or this is just a China thing as a whole. It does have the date of when it was produced or released, so it's like November 12th of 2024. So yeah, all of these have the Lava logo, despite 2 of these not being from Lava. So yeah, these are all blind boxes, which is kind of unfortunate. But because it kind of sucks that these don't really have their own design anymore. But yeah. So again, this is the entire lineup. We have Armor Hero, Lava, Tsunami, Tornado, Cliff, Atlas, and Techno. But we also have painted variants of them, to which it seems like Techno is the rarest one, because at least Atlas's full-on painted version is more. Then we have Lucius and another guy from XT. So let's see what this first box is. It seems like you have to actually slice that. Well, I guess we're stuck with this footage because I forgot to record. So our first box comprises of, so there's the Armor Hero 15th anniversary. I think this is, yeah, so we got this guy. So, I mean, I'll at least show the contents, but I'm not going to actually mess with him. Because again, he's not mine. I'm not going to keep him. So, there he goes back. Our second box. Why am I putting this back? I need it. Corner of this one got bent up, but we have. Ooh, okay. We have Armor Hero Cliff. So sweet. again, all of these are guaranteed, but it's just more of like, you know, to actually pull someone that I actually wanted. I think Cliff probably is my favorite out of the group. So I know this is not really that well put together, but it does actually seem like nope, they don't have individual instructions. They're all the same instructions. So yeah, yeah, I think we might as well just build them as we get them. Just because I think that will be more fun that way. So Cliff is going to be our first one. So this is how the bags are. So the stands remain the same. So you get a display stand that actually holds hands. Unless we put this in wrong. No, we had it correct. And then you stick this in like so. Okay, I thought this was already correct, but you put this in this peg like so, which means I put this on backwards. So we got the stand done. Now for the actual armor. So let's get the figure out first. He already is looking, wow, he's already looking fantastic. Oh jeez, his forearm fell out. Yeah, look at him. Ooh, I like his pearlescent silver. Yeah, so it looks like yeah, okay, so it looks like this is already basically assembled. You just need to put the head on. Not the head, but like the armor and stuff on, because this is basically the armor plus the weapon. So yeah, his, I think, look at his head. So nice. Alright. So let's put on the Tetra Summoner first. Because it seems like we don't need to put on the leg armor. Where's the back half of the summoner? Wait. What? What the heck? How am I supposed to put this belt on? Do I not follow this? Something's wrong. Oh. So you just put on the shin armor like so. Thigh armor. This is for the right, but then this goes... That does not go like that. Oh, it's just one of those pieces that just kind of don't really... go in the way they're supposed to. But okay. All right, the leg decided to come off, but yeah. So this is basically an issue of where like we have to push it in. All right, that's fine. Like, there's gonna be a little bit of like a gap, but it's just okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. His leg is brittle. So his leg already snapped. That's... Oh, that's... so unfortunate. Alright. That's fun. I don't know what they want me to do about the belt because I think they gave me the wrong piece. Unless they want me to connect it like that. But I'm pretty sure they gave me the wrong piece. Because this is not a back piece. This is a front piece. So this figure is just riddled in QC issues. That's unfortunate. Alright. He at least has a nice head. So he comes with 2 splayed open hands, 2 angled hands, and his primary weapon, which are cast in a nice purple. So it seems like you can put them on the stand, but you can't combine them. Can barely put them in the angled hands to begin with. But yeah, I don't think I think I might actually have to get another one. Because he's a problem. Because his leg is brittle and he did not come with the right back belt piece. So that's unfortunate. So you just put all these accessories in here, and then you kind of just I mean, at this point, I kind of get why this is not going to close up, because it's like you're not supposed to put a belt buckle piece back there, but right there we got Armor Hero Cliff of what we can really do with him, because again, he's technically incomplete, and he's also hazard. He's also a hazard. So might keep these. I don't know, cause like, no, I mean, like, what I mean is like I might keep them in the box, but what I originally meant was like I might keep them out of the box. But anyways, hopefully this one does not have any QC issues. Next up, we have Armor Hero Tornado. So, yeah, there is Tornado. I'm just gonna look at the instructions here just to, yeah, to make sure it's right. Because it is kind of concerning that this is kind of not really going that well. Oh, that's a really nice sign. Okay, did Cliff have these holes that I did not see previously? Because it's making this a lot easier. But yeah, so it seems like the big issue with this line, with this wave, is that all the legs are like so brittle. So like you can't, because you can barely see it, but like this is literally cracking up. Like, that's really disappointing. Like, I don't know why. Man, Atlas is going to be the worst. Because he's going to have gold plastic syndrome then. But yeah, Tornado definitely has a lot more armor to him. But I mean, like, the helmets are like nicely done. It's just like the integrity of these. I don't think they're gonna last. Let's put on the lava summoner. Yep, he actually does come with the proper back piece. Okay, yeah, so we don't even need to put we don't even need to put leg armor on him. Because he just needs this applied to him. Kind of wish this is Yeah, this is actually kind of off-putting now. Oh, just this is not. Oh, maybe it is supposed to be. Okay, maybe that is supposed to be like that. But you do have the option of 2 scarves. So yeah, so this is, I guess, a more like casual. Um, or casual way of the scarf going. I'm actually gonna change the hands. So then he can equip his weapon. Yeah, so like the issue is that like you really need to open the hands up to hold the weapon. And there. Yeah, like you can just see like it's just a bunch of swirl. I don't know. Now I feel like these figures might not last. Which is kind of concerning. Now I also feel like I probably should have put on a different set of hands for him. I feel like Tsunami might be the only one that won't have to deal with this. I'm confident that Tsunami does not have to deal with this, but I'm afraid that he will. Oh, Jesus. The scarf, I think, can just plug into... My apologies. Yeah, the scarf can just plug back into here, so... There, we got Armor Hero Tornado. I think his pose is kind of ruined because of the hand. They look like cheap blockies. I mean, these are basically supposed to be like, I think their counterpoint, their counterpart to Soto / Shoto. So, because I think blockies has like a specific art style or a specific style they want to go for. But like I swear, like Tsunami has to be like the one that's like fine. Oh, okay. This one's Lucius. So there's his card. We won't cover him. I mean, the XT villains I think are probably gonna end up being like the ones that are actually gonna last because they're not using transparent plastic. Because it's just kind of scary to now actually work with them because they're gonna fall apart. Okay, we got Armor Hero Lava. So, there he is. There's our titular hero. I don't know what happened. Alright. So, Lava, I hope, does not have any issues, but I won't be surprised. Yeah, see, all of them have their legs, like, all of them have their legs, like, snapped already. It's just like, what the heck? Because at this point, it's like, there's no point in, like, trying to, like, oh, well, like, then I can just get another. I think Cliff for sure. I think I will probably get another one of Cliff, but just because he does not have that back piece. But, like, look at it. Like, his leg is already broken. Got it. Man, this is disappointing. We're just gonna have to work with it. Because I think his other leg is also gonna just fall apart, but yeah, this is ridiculous. This is basically like dealing with Bionicle. Alright. Like, that's why I'm not even doing much with the articulation, because of, like, I can't, because then the legs might snap. So, yep, that's fun for sure. Like, they at least take good care of the helmets. Like, the helmets are, like, nicely, like, packed. But, like... Wow, I felt that gust of air. Okay, where's the lava summoner? And also going back to the comment of like these looking like cheap blockies, I think they are. I think they are gonna make their own blockies equivalent. But yeah, this is just so disheartening. Yeah, and this one you didn't even have to do much. Yeah, see, this is the one where I should have... This is the one where I should have used the downward sword. The downward hand. Not with Tornado. Obviously, we would have had him, like, split. But, like, again, for the integrity of their legs, we're just gonna keep them like this. But, I mean, we'll have him, like, somewhat hunched. Like that. there. The Army Hero lava is done. Tornado, I'm gonna just change his hand because it's kind of annoying me. Just whether or not it will work. Kind of have to like open their hands up a bit. But again, it doesn't help that like it's transparent plastic. So like this is the worst case I've seen. Like, cause like I know how brittle it could be, but like this is like my first, like not my first, but like this is like the first time in a while I've like had to witness that. Also, the stands can combine. Like, I don't know how. I know it's by friction. But it doesn't look like they want to. But alright. Lava looks really poor. Alright, so alright, I'm not gonna be surprised if this one's Atlas or Techno even, because of how this is going. Just do it like this. It'll always be in frame. Oh, yep, it's Atlas. It's obviously the normal version, because if it was the painted version, then it would actually show the painted. It will actually show him with the weapon. But Atlas so far doesn't look brittle. He does not have a leg that's just not attached. Oh, jeez. What's in here? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Good night to you too, Destiny. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. But yeah, hopefully this doesn't turn out bad, because I'm getting a lot of concern over, excuse me, how these are coming out. yeah, Atlas is not. Atlas does not look brittle in the slightest, which is good. I don't know why Cliff was the only one I had to attach leg armor to. If the rest of them, seem like it seems like it's already there. But yeah, Atlas is basically a ticking time bomb. Because he does not seem, he seems the least affected right now. Which is good, but it's concerning. Because, you know, one day he will collapse. He's gonna, like, fall apart. Like his other fellow armors. Okay, where's the Atlas Summoner? So you can remove the belts, but like they're already attached. Okay, so I guess the disappointing thing with this is that you only have, so it's only, okay, that I see. I think it's who. Because it is kind of disappointing. Only 2 of the elements are painted on. We have lava and cliff painted, but we don't have tornado nor tsunami. That is kind of actually disappointing, but that's why they want you to own the. That's why they want you to own the rare version. And the helmet is pretty nice though. Kind of loose on there, but wait. Kind of sticking them on here is kind of. I can't even put this on. Oh my gosh. kind of like screw it in. But at the same time, I feel like I might have just stressed it. But there we got Armor Hero Atlas. So, I don't even think these are. Yeah, they're too large. I can't put these in my binder. these are way too large to fit in my binder, but maybe they'll fit. I don't typically put anything toy related in the binder unless it actually came with it was like, well, I mean, I didn't do that with the Gumper Rising card. Okay, so this has to be Techno or Tsunami. I feel like it's gonna be Techno. Nope, it's Tsunami. So yeah, the top 4 were the basic ones. Okay, Tsunami just doesn't have his foot on him. So that's great. Yep, so here is Armor Hero Tsunami. So yeah, so from the looks of it, Tsunami's the only one that doesn't have like transparent plastic on him. Yeah, he's the only one to not have. Oh jeez, I probably shouldn't have done that. Whoops. Because I'm just actually trying to utilize this articulation, but it's gonna crack the plastic. So, whoops. Like, yeah, he has transparent blue plastic, but that's like not really any different to, like, that's not as effective in terms of like his base is not like blue. And then here's his helmet. Wow, that was simple. Okay, so I guess he's another case where we have to... I mean, he also at least comes with his belt piece. I put it upside down. Alright. No, that is this chest. Alright. And then the leg armor. Which basically is gonna be the same like Cliff. Wow, this is actually going in. I did not even realize they had the same like leg armor. But I mean, it's at least going in. Yeah, because I think with Cliff, we didn't even need to put in. No, Cliff, we did have to apply the armor on, but yeah, this is a really large lance. Ow. Yeah, you just kind of have to like screw it in. All right. Oops. So. His is the first tight cover we've had in a while. So his arm is kind of loose, but other than that. Other than that, here is Armor Hero Tsunami. So now we got the main four, which leaves our last one. Just realized this is not even in frame, but this is Armor Hero Techno. Yep, that's the normal one. Oh wow. A stand piece that actually is tight. Alright, so you can see from here he's just falling apart. Does he have brittle legs? Like, why did his forearm fall. Alright, so oh, okay, that's definitely interesting. So here's his helmet. That wasn't even focused, I apologize. Put in his summoner. Yeah, okay, so he's pretty simple. Okay, so they want you to put this on first, and then it will attach like so. And that barely attaches. That shoulder, this entire arm just falls off. The gun in his hand first. Yeah, his arm is always to the point that it just, or we're talking about tsunami. All right, there. You can, I think, remove. Yep, you can remove the Techno Summoner out of its belt. Yeah, so it's a two-piece thing. But yeah, so after I don't know, I kind of want to. What I mean, we can probably take the cards out. I think the cards are definitely like a neat addition. Why is this not going in? I think this was Technos. No, because the corner of this is crushed. So. Alright, so. So here they are. Here are all I'm gonna show off Techno. But here they are all are. We have the Core 4 plus the Ultimate Armor and the extra one. And then on top of that we got let me put this in order, even though I don't think they're numbered. Actually they are numbered. Yeah, so yeah, and we got the cards for each one, which is pretty neat. I think, I don't know if I'm gonna take the cards from the other two, or if it's Dragon Ball. But yeah, I think the thing with these is that, like, yeah, they look nice. It's just that you probably just don't want to mess with them. I think that's kind of the unfortunate thing. Is like you don't want to mess with them because then if you mess with them, then like they will break. Which is unfortunate because you want to like play with them, or like you would want to like pose them and such, but I think with the way that how brittle half of this wave is, I don't want to risk that. I don't want to risk potentially snapping any of their legs. So I think they're definitely just gonna stay like this until they just start falling apart. And again, the thing with Cliff is that he didn't even come with the right back piece. Which is unfortunate. I don't know if it's worth trying to get another set of these. Not another set literally, but like just getting it, because like if it's the case of like I think it's just because of the plastic they use, because they're brittle in general. So if I were to like, I mean, again, generally Cliff might be the only one I might try to get another one for, just so that I can actually have one with a back piece. But like other than that, like it's not going to fix the issue of like their legs being brittle. It's not going to fix that issue, but I think Tornado looks the sleekest Even though, again, Cliff would have been my favorite. It's just that he has a QC issue. Lava is his leg is broken. Lava's leg is broken. So it's gonna be between, because I had to prepare this because I know Zriken will probably ask me. I think like Tsunami was not too bad. Tsunami wasn't too bad. Like, he's not my favorite out of the entire group, but like honestly, after having him, I think he's probably gonna be my favorite figure. Or because like Tornado again still has the issue of like his legs are gonna end up snapping. But at the same time, like Atlas, I think is pretty close. It's just that unfortunately, he's kind of hindered by the fact that they want you to have the fully painted version of him. So can I even pose him like this? Without it like breaking? There. Because it is kind of disappointing, because like from this suit, like I think these are supposed to be I don't remember where the Tornado and the Tsunami parts are supposed to be at. But like I know they're supposed to be there. But it just feels like I mean, it's not that they purposely did it. But it is kind of unfortunate that like Atlas basically they couldn't even do the bare minimum for him. Oh jeez. Techno I think is fine. Techno luckily is fine. Again, he just has the issue of that his legs are gonna eventually snap. He's kind of in the same basis as Tornado. If it weren't for his legs gonna eventually snap, he probably would have been up there. But he's also just gonna fall apart if you try to do anything with him. So yeah. So I have to do with the stream. It's the first one in a while where I actually got to exceed more than 2 hours and such. So again, I want to thank you to everyone that like showed up here and such. Just gonna get it like that because I don't need to keep this tape and such. Alright. But what does the bottom, because like I know like the bottom of these have like something, but man, that's kind of unfortunate too. Are all the bottom of these ones like this now? Because I was going to do something regarding these and such, but I did not expect them to be that brittle. So kind of upset by that aspect. So I kind of wish they didn't go that way. But oh jeez. I'm I won't get into what the next one will be, but there will be. I'm hoping within the next month we can get through more of Armor Hero, because this is fun, you know. So, but I'm just, I don't know. My excitement kind of, man, because I don't know how I'm gonna review these then. Because if I'm actually going, or because I do want to review them, but like they're like hazardous. Not like literal hazardous, but like they're like literally they're gonna break. Cause like obviously the other series don't have to deal with transparent plastic. I'm just trying to stand Lava up because I realize he wasn't even in the stand. Yeah, it's just so bothersome. But I don't know. I'll talk about it with Draken whenever he gets here. Anyways, we hit 3 hours, so I'll clean up. I'm gonna clean up now and probably eat. So again, thank you to everyone that showed up and such. Technically, it's 2 hours and 55 minutes, but again, thank you to everyone that showed up. Look forward to next month for sure. It will be different. And I think May, hopefully we can get another round of this stuff. Just because I think it's fun to do that. And not May, we will probably actually open this by then too. So, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'll leave you people for now. So let's end broadcast. Yeah, I think it's end broadcast. And broadcast now.